Hey guys, Brickman117, welcome back to the channel and my latest submission to the Mega Ideas program. The program that lets us, the consumer, create something that Mega may choose to create themselves.
Lies! Deceptions!
Okay, I admit it, I lied. There is currently no Mega Ideas program. However, I believe unofficially there is a program. And that by watching this video, you are unknowingly taking part in this program that doesn't officially exist. What I mean by this is, unlike the Lego group that has you officially cast your vote towards an ideas project on their website, Mega have decided to take a somewhat more direct route to make sure that we, the consumer, get what we want. Here's 4 options. Let us know what your favourite one is and we'll make it. So whilst we do still have to officially vote, it's a much simpler, quicker process. Sadly, we don't get to choose the options we're voting on, or do we? How do Mega decide on the options to present us with to vote on in the first place? Well, that's simple. They've said it themselves. They've openly admitted that they follow social media to find out what we, the consumer, want. Once they know what we want, they narrow it down and provide us with a vote. Which brings me nicely back to the point and purpose of this video. The comments you guys leave about this mock will give Mega feedback about how you feel about this type of build. And with that said, it's time to talk about my unofficial Mega idea, Forerunner Flood Containment. The inspiration for this build came from the Halo CE anniversary terminals, where you see 343 Guilty Spark in the Flood Containment Lab. As soon as I saw this scene, I knew I wanted to try and recreate it in Mega block form, utilising the blue grav lift tubes that came with the original Covenant Phantom. And once the idea was spawned, I just had to build it. It was always my intention for this to be an 18+ diorama type of build, similar to what Lego have done with their Star Wars diorama line. But like the Lego line, I still wanted it to be interactive, so I made sure that it came with some figures and had some interaction. As you can see, I obviously opted to include a 343 Guilty Spark figure, which can be kept on its display station off to the left, or you can just balance it anywhere you like along this path in front of the containment tubes, wherever you fancy. And I also wanted to include a Sentinel because I think they're just absolutely fascinating builds, and I think they add a huge amount to any set piece. This particular Sentinel is from the Battlescape 3 set, so quite an old one. As you can see, it's attached to the diorama using this combination of clear plastic rods and connectors. It just connects onto here, and then you can pivot this rod any angle you want, so you can make it look like it's coming out of its access door or vent where you see them all come out of, or you can just have it right off to the side of the diorama, so it almost looks like it's not even attached to the diorama, which gives the diorama a huge amount more depth. And then finally, the key to the set, the Flood. I wanted to include 5 infection forms for one of the containment tubes, and I used a pure form tank Flood and simply took his big arm off of the side of him, put him in one of the containment tubes and his arm in the other one, just to make it extra grotesque. And of course, if you really want to mix it up a bit, you can take the Flood out of their containment tube. You could have it that they've escaped, as they so often do in the game. You simply pop the tubes off their bases, take the Flood out, and then you can station them wherever you like. And whilst we've got the tubes off, you can see that I've actually incorporated some unofficial Mega lighting into the bottom of the tubes. You just twist these sections here, the lights come on and they light up the tubes. I've also got some lighting in this section over here in the wall. As you can see, you just push the buttons on the back and it lights up. If we turn it around, you can see they're just very simple, non-branded light bricks. Whilst I think it's unlikely that Mega will produce a set just like this one, I wanted to build it regardless for 2 reasons. Firstly, I just really enjoy building structures influenced by things I see in the Halo universe, and we don't tend to get many from Mega themselves, and I get the impression that you guys tend to agree, as some of my previous builds like the River Crossing, the Marine Rescue, the Chief's Wardrobe, and the Traxxas Tower Flood mocks were all very popular with you guys. The Traxxas Tower Flood set being inspired by Mega's most recent fan vote winner, which thankfully is being produced, which will give us many much needed building parts for creating future builds and mocks in this style. One of the most common comments I see on all of those videos are, I wish we had official sets like this so we could get parts like this, so we could create mocks ourselves like this, and I couldn't agree with that statement more. Thankfully, the Traxxas factory flood is the first step in this direction and will give us many much needed parts to do so. And my second reason for creating this build was I wanted to get your feedback on my idea. I found creating this build immensely satisfying, repurposing so many of the existing parts which were specifically created for a certain part in a certain build and sometimes never used again. And personally, as a custom builder, there's nothing more satisfying using a part that you haven't used before for something completely different than it was designed for. And for those of you that would like to see just which parts I'm talking about and how this thing went together, I've put a really great build video together for you, and I've linked it in the description below, which you can watch as soon as you're done here. So to finalise, whether you like this or not, I want to hear your feedback in the comments section below. Do you like the idea of an 18+ diorama style line featuring memorable scenes from the Halo universe? Do you like the idea of Flood and Forerunner sets, or do you prefer Flood and human sets? And also, would you like to see more structure-based sets come from Mega themselves? I want to hear what you guys think, because remember, every official set that Mega has ever released started with an idea. So let's hear yours. And with that said, thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.